Hey, hi friends. It is Ashley again. I am an independent Scentsy consultant. If you haven't seen my other videos, I have been trying to make this video for like 2 days now, and every single time I try and make it, my daughter either wakes up from a nap or she's awake, and I'm like trying to occupy her before making the video, and then she is like hanging all over me. So she's napping right now. We're gonna hope for the best. Clearly you can tell I just got out the shower because I don't have time to literally do anything in the mornings when we first get up. It is play, play, play. I need snacks. Mom, let me go here. She pulls me all over. She wants to go outside. It's just constant. So thankfully I get a breather really quick to come on here and show you great people about my welcome team packet. I am super excited about this packet. I got all the files and stuff from Chastity Robinson. She's a superstar director for her own team. She is not my superstar director, but I found her on YouTube because if you've seen me mention in the other videos that my sponsor really isn't much of anything as far as like team building or anything like that. So I have kind of had to learn on the fly, and I've learned a ton from my director and from watching tons of YouTube videos. Chloe Cox and Chastity Robinson are two of my favorites right now. So yeah, that's how I got the idea for this. I am one of those people who do not like to reinvent the wheel if I don't have to. I will make things on my own and like tailor them to me, but if I don't have to already make a sheet that I don't know how to make, I will happily borrow somebody else's if they don't mind and turn it into like my own thing. And Chastity Robinson says that, hey, you can download her files and tailor it to you and use them because it's fantastic. And the thing is I am pretty new. I joined in September of last year, and was kind of lost in the beginning. Obviously, I didn't get like a welcome packet from anybody. I joined with the $15 anniversary kit, so of course, like I didn't get the product guide, I didn't get the training guide, like I didn't get anything that you would get in like the big boy kit, which if I would have known any better, I would have totally got. But I didn't know anything about Scentsy, and like I literally joined on a whim and said, hey, why not? So with that being said, we are going to move forward with my welcome team packets because I have recruited a few people for part of my team, which I'm super excited about. I love having people on this journey with me. I love sharing the experience. I love sharing our thoughts about when the scents come out and the warmers come out and buddies. I love buddies. I love buddies more than my kid loves buddies, which is kind of funny. But yeah, so I just wanted to pop on for anybody. Basically, this is how this is gonna go. I am just gonna make videos for people who are new like me and kind of roll with it. Maybe I'll get classy and fancy later on with little pictures in front of my videos, but I'm sure that's not gonna happen for a while. So if you are catching this video, I'm sure it had a funny little still of me from the video making some goofy face, but it's really hard to like smile the whole entire time because my cheeks get sore. So we're gonna move on and get right into it. I'm hoping this video isn't gonna be too long for you. It shouldn't be. I mean, there's a lot of information, but I shouldn't really need to talk a whole lot. I'm gonna try and keep it down because I am really long-winded if you haven't seen my other videos, and I do like to chat because I'm home with a toddler all day. What else do I have to do with myself? Not a whole lot, and toddler talk only goes so far. So the first thing I have in the welcome packet is a welcome sheet that is welcome to my team. Now, I'm just a lead consultant, or that's my title, I guess. I don't necessarily need a team name, but I came up with it kind of randomly. So I just made a team name and roll with it. This is gonna be my team name from now until eternity. So I have the first flyer in there. So this is the first thing they see in the packet, which I probably should have showed you what it looked like prior before like even. So I have it in the 6x9 sealable self-seal bag. I got them on Amazon. There's 200 in a pack. I don't think they're very expensive. I think they were like maybe $10. for 200, maybe 12. I'm not sure, but this is what they look like. So obviously my welcome, I have a scent circle in here, and obviously my little welcome flyer is the first thing that they're gonna see when they pull it out. I also am having stickers made that Chastity gave me the fantastic idea because she's so flippin' awesome. I have little stickers made that say, "Oh, happy mail." She has them on hers too, and I never even thought about it because, well, I never thought about it because I don't know. Like I said, I'm learning on the fly. So she has little stickers that say, "Oh, happy mail," "Happy Mail Day," share. I think it says like share what you like share when you receive this on your Facebook or Instagram and tag me in it to let me know that you got it. Which is a fantastic idea because obviously if somebody gets something from you, like I send out, I do lots of like giveaways and things like that in my VIP group, and not one person has posted like what they got. So like sometimes I think like, God, people probably think I do this stuff, and like who knows if I really send anything. I mean, nobody ever says, "Oh, thanks, Ash." Not that I need to hear thank you, but like for like other people to see, you know, to see that it's real. Elsa. Sorry, our dog is outside, my window's open, and our neighbors have cats that they leave out all the time, and our dog literally just sits there and barks at them because she can see them through the slats of the fence. It's glorious. So anyway, squirreled for a minute, but yeah, so that's a fantastic idea. She just throws a sticker on the back of the package because these will fit in. They do have envelopes that these fit in. Those I have not bought yet, so I have not. I do have mailers. I have like just really thin, fancy little mailers that I'm gonna put these in. But I think if they're flat enough that you can put them in like a white envelope, and I think they have, I'm pretty sure they have envelopes that these fit in. I don't know how much they cost to ship yet. That I can't tell you. I can't imagine it's very much because I would imagine it's probably $1.15. That's what I would assume, or maybe 2 stamps if you put them in an envelope. So I'll figure that out once I actually send them out because I will be sending one out soon. And I've never done this before, so anybody who's joined my team, I feel super bad because I never sent these out like when they joined because I didn't know. So for the sticker, yeah, like I said, it says, you know, please tag me, please post and tag me when you receive this happy mail, so I know that you got it. So and then, you know, other people could say, oh, hey, like that's cool, Ashley sends this, or so and so sends this, or like whatever, you know, or they got this, so they can kind of get an idea of maybe things I send to people or give, you know, what I give away or whatever. So like I said, so the first sheet in here is, it says, "Welcome to Scents of Our Lives team." And I'm sorry about the helicopters. We have lots of helicopters and Chinooks that fly over our house, and they are crazy loud. It says, "First things first, train yourself. Your sponsor is your person and first line of contact after you have looked in your consultant hand guide for the answer." And then it just says, "I'm Ashley Boulder, your Scentsy sponsor and your biggest cheerleader for Scents of Our Lives team." That is my team name. If anybody grew up in the 90s or 2000s, you will totally get it. Yeah, you will totally get it. And it kind of cracked me up. It was so perfect. And it just goes through some golden information to get you off on a successful start. And I just have 7 things listed. And then I just made this. So I made this on the Over app. You will see a lot. There's a few things in here that I made on the Over app. I love the Over app. If you don't have it, get it. It is expensive. I will tell you, for the whole year, I really have a hard time justifying the fact that I possibly paid $100 to have it for the whole year. But it was cheaper than having it monthly, I believe. But it is kind of pricey. They do have a trial. I can't remember if it was a 7-day or a 2-week trial. Maybe it was even a 30-day. I can't remember. But it is worth it. There is PicMonkey and Canva, and a slew of other ones that you can use for free, so you don't need to use the Over app. You can still make these on that stuff too. Some of them though, like I think it's Canva. I get lost. Like I'm pretty sure it's Canva because I can get that on the computer, and I get lost. The Over app has been like super simple for me to use. Oh my God, guys, I'm looking rough here. So I just made this on here, and then I sent it from my iPad to my computer and printed it. So here we are. And this is on cardstock. So some of the things I have in here are on cardstock. It's kind of just to give it more bulk and to give it more stability. So it's not just paper. And then some of the things I put on cardstock because they're gonna write on, or I'd like them to like keep, kind of be like, hey, maybe I should keep that. So yes, this is sheet 1. After that, I have the top 10 tips for new consultants. I just printed this front and back myself because it's cheaper that way than anything else. And this obviously is not on cardstock. So I just printed this front and back. So it's the top 10 tips for new consultants. And then I have the top 10 customer service tips because let's face it, we are in a customer service business. I've been in customer service almost, on and off for my whole life, really. And I thrive with good customer service. And I think it's extremely important for everybody to kind of do that. I know some people are not built for customer service. Some customer service gets really difficult, but I worked in a pharmacy for the past 5 years prior to moving, or 4.5 years before moving here. So I can handle any customer service that comes my way, let me tell you. So I thought it was extremely important to put this in here because people who have, if it's someone joining the team who, let's say, is a homemaker and has never had a job. I have friends like that. They've never had jobs. They just have had kids and have been stay-at-home moms and stay-at-home wives and homemakers and things. They might not really, and I don't want to say they don't know, but you don't know like what you're going to deal with in customer service until you have. So I thought it was important to have a sheet in there that they can just kind of turn to and like just kind of briefly see. I mean, a lot of the stuff is common sense, but a lot of the stuff is not common sense. For example, so right here, so create a customer VIP program. It says people want to feel important and recognized. Create a customer VIP program page and give them special discounts. First looks at new products, best available dates for parties, etc. So when I started, I knew I've tried five, maybe 6 different network marketing companies, all of which they were not my thing. They ended up not being my thing. I didn't care for them a whole lot. So I knew that I needed a VIP page. However, I have recruited somebody who doesn't understand why she needs one. She didn't understand why she couldn't post everything and anything just on her like Facebook page. So some people just don't know, and that's fine. That's totally cool. I just want to make sure that I give them every single bit of information I possibly can, just to get them started on the right foot. So that's why that's in there. And then there's another one. You just joined. It's time to get to work. These are income producing activities. This is printed 2 on a sheet. I just cut it in half. And this has what you're gonna do with your personal business, with your PRV activities, prospecting and sponsoring, and customer service. And it has like a list below of all the income producing activities that you can do. These were a lot of these things I didn't know about. I knew like, hey, I need to like sell Scentsy, I guess, but like all this other stuff, I had no idea. So I wanted to throw that in there. Then we have Business Supplies 101. Obviously you can see that Chastity's face is all over this, and so is her information. What I am planning to do is go through and kind of, I can't edit these, and I have not figured out how to get my own on here, because I have my own labels like this, I have my own stamp, I have stickers. I don't buy bags because all my customers are outside of Hawaii. I literally only have like 2 here, and I will just use gift bags that I have at the house already, because they don't order like enough for me to buy like a slew of bags. But those are on there, and I mean I have these postcards and things like that, but I can't figure out how to get I can't edit hers, and I haven't figured out how to get mine on here. So nobody gets confused that about Chastity being our superstar director, because obviously I don't want people contacting her and her being like, you're not part of my team. I will probably go through and block off, her, she has her phone number on here. She has her phone number and address on here. I'll probably go through and definitely block off her phone number, and I'll probably make a little note or stick a little, I'll probably make stickers that just specify like who our superstar director is, which is Erin, and make sure that they don't like contact Chastity, because that's not, that's not really fair, so, but I wanted to have this in there because these were things I didn't know about either. I had no idea how to make any of these postcards. So I have my own that I made on the Over app and then sent them to sent them to Vistaprint. And my labels and stuff, like I didn't know how to make my own labels. I just bought the Scentsy pre ones. I didn't know about self-inking stamps till I watched a YouTube video, or like how I could make them myself. So that's in there so they can kind of say, you know, hey, like these are things I need. And now these are things that they don't, of course, need to buy like right away. Like I don't expect anybody to say, oh my gosh, I need to sink all this money into it. These are just things that, hey, as you go along, like these are things you should get. The next thing we have in here is let's make felt samples with a little Scentsy bag with 3 felt samples in it. I didn't think about this until I watched Chastity's video, but she mentions, because of course you can make, you know, the crinkle cut samples, or you can make mold samples, or felt samples. I can tell you right now from personal experience, I hate mold samples. I do not like them. They're super cute, and I was super stoked when I was like, oh my gosh, I can make these. And I made a ton, like right off the bat, like my first month. But because I live in Hawaii and it's warm here year round, that even though it was cold other places, by the time my samples got to those other places, they were melted. They were no longer in their cute shapes. And not only that, but they're so time consuming. And if I'm making, let's say for an example, like if I'm making 20 samples to put, I don't put 20, but like 10 to 15 samples to put like per like grab bag that I make, I don't have time to make 30 different scents in the little shapes. I just don't. I don't. I'm lucky I even have time to make felt samples half the time. I realize how amazing the crinkle cutter is. That crinkle cutter is so dope, but I can only use that like probably right now because it's kind of cool out and we're in the rainy season. So instead of having to explain all this like right off the bat, it's just much easier to be like, hey, let's make a felt sample, because they can go get felt from the dollar store. It's not going to cost them a lot of money, and they can make samples right away, right off the bat. Next sheet we have in here, Sensational Start. Everybody needs to know about this. I did not know about this until I was like, I don't know, a few weeks in for sure. I think I was for sure a week in before I knew about the shooting star. And I think I was like a couple weeks in before I actually before I understood what this was. I had heard about it. I obviously did my checklist, but I kind of I half-assed did my checklist in the beginning because I really wasn't sure if I was going to make it a business anyway. So I'm just going to be honest with you there. In all transparency, that's what's up. So if I would have known about this, because I managed to still hit Sensational Start 2, even with having I think I you get 70 days, and I think I hit it with, I think I was 2 weeks, I had 2 weeks short, so I was minus 14 days at least, because I didn't even know what I was supposed to be doing. I didn't want that to happen to somebody else who's going to hit the ground running as I did, so I have this sheet in there, and this is on cardstock, so I would hope, I have a cork board, so I tack things, so maybe they can tack it, or put it somewhere and know hey, this is important. And along with this to go is its buddy tracker, which I didn't even know I had in my files until 5 minutes ago. 18 minutes ago technically, before I started this video. This tracker is I love these trackers. I think they're so cute. And I love that you can kind of track off where you're going. I didn't have anything like this either. So they can, they color it in when they do their checklist, and then once they get, their 2 recruits, they can color those, and then as they collect the bags, they can color the bags in, and it tells them again what level 1, 2, and 3 are, and that they need to get it. In order to get level 3, you fill this whole entire sheet in. So I thought this was a great tracker. They can put the date and where their 70th date is, and yeah, it's awesome, super awesome. And then the next thing is for shooting star, which now that I'm looking at it, I thought I had a sheet in here about shooting star. So I'm gonna have to go find that sheet because there's just not a lot of information in here about it. I didn't even think about that until just a second, because I was thinking about the Sensational Start. So what I will be doing is putting a little flyer in here about what the shooting star is and what they have to do to get it, because I do have the tracker. And it obviously says 15th Scentsy Day, and I do have the Shooting Star Enhancement Kit in here so they know what they could get if they hit this. Like I said, I didn't even know about this until I was at least a week in for sure. And if I would have known, I totally would have got it. I totally would have got it. So I was really bummed about that. But yeah, I'm gonna have to put a sheet in here that actually says what it is, because if you just look at this, they're gonna say, oh, they're gonna reach Shooting Star Award by 15th Scentsy Day. Well, what is the Shooting Star? You know, I mean, maybe it's self-explanatory, maybe it's not. But just to be on the safe side, everybody should be on the safe side when they're putting in information, because you never know what people will know and what they won't know. So hopefully we'll make a little form that says like what this is, or put like a little sticker up here, something. I'll put something in here that kind of explains what this is. But here they can do the same thing, so they can have both their trackers. Make sure that was the same. So they can have both their trackers, and they can be marking off for the first 15 days. So they can get their Shooting Star. And then when they get their Shooting Star, they can see this baller kit that I wish I would have known about, because I totally would have got it. So everybody, get your Shooting Star kit. It's the greatest, from what the list of contents say. And then I have 3 Legs of Success. This is folded in half. This actually Chloe Cox's husband Justin made and came up with. This is fantastic. It's so great. It just says, to be a successful Scentsy consultant, you need to focus on building systems around these 3 legs. Systems. I love systems. I love systems. I just made my Happy Planner systems binder that I have a video about also. That one's very long-winded. It's 52 minutes. And a lot of it I don't even know how to fill out yet. I don't even know really what to do with it, because my team really isn't big enough. I don't think it's big enough to fill out some of the sheets yet. But I still put it together, because I get to tell you what, I want to be filling out those sheets. By June of 2020 is my director goal. I want to be filling out those sheets. So this is in here, and it just says, you know, the first leg of success is sales, a PRV, the second one is recruiting, and the third one is coaching. So they can go through and look at this, see what they need for that. Then the last big sheet I have in here is the compensation plan. Everybody needs to know the compensation plan. Everybody. I know it's in the catalogs. I know it's on other things. Excuse me so much, but I want to put this in there. And I have it on the cardstock, so they can tack it somewhere, they can set it somewhere. I could even stick it by my computer and just set it up so it's not gonna just fall over. It says at the bottom, it says you earn 20% commission all PRV that you sell. Once you sell 1,000 PRV, you have a permanent 5% raise. Sell 2,000 PRV in 1 month, earn an additional 5% bonus. And it says the more you sponsor, AKA have people join your team, the bigger your income potential. So this is kind of so they can go through and see where they need to be, what they need to get to. So that's in there. And then I put in a product list. You probably are wondering why I would put a product list in here in the event that obviously they're getting a kit. But if, and this is just me, but let's say Scentsy has a backup of sending out kits. Let's say they join on a Wednesday and their kit doesn't get sent by the weekend, and now they're having to go through the whole week, the rest of the week and the weekend without a kit. Because these are all pre-made, I can just grab these and toss it in the mail, and I know it'll get to them, especially if I send it as a parcel. I know when it'll get to them, and I know I should be able to possibly get it to them before their kit arrives, just depending on how quickly Scentsy sends their kits. There were a lot of people joining during that $15 kit, so I didn't get my kit within a week. So in the event that they don't, now I will have obviously also sent them a join packet that has a catalog in it, but catalogs go missing, and it's only one catalog in there. So if they want to announce that they joined Scentsy, if they want to make their VIP group, if they want to tell anybody that they live with, that they work with, any babysitters, teachers, anybody that they see that they joined Scentsy, and just share what Scentsy has, they will at least have this to at least give, the basics of what we offer, which I actually think it's pretty legit. I mean, considering all the stuff we have, yeah, it's not a full-blown catalog, but they can clearly see, hey, these are all the warmers we have, and yes, this is the new one. And it's super exciting. I'm so stoked about this one. but they can see, hey, these are all the warmers we have, mini and large or otherwise. And then we have, light bulbs down there, the little stands, anything like that. And then they can look on the back and they can see all the other stuff we have. Yes, they won't be able to see like the different scents that we carry in some of this stuff, but you know what? At least they know we have it. Because if all they see is this first one on here, that I think is possibly maybe the sea salt avocado. It's got a green label, I'm not sure. It could be that, but at least they can see, or pineapple coconut for the like body stuff. At least they can see, hey, like this is what we have. And they can share this and they can pass it around with anybody or show it to anybody or whatever, and possibly get some orders for their launch party. I mean, get them rolling, get them off on the right foot. So I wanted to make sure they had something like that. And then last but not least, the little pieces here. I just paper clip them together right now because I haven't come up with a better way to do that. And I'm super anal about how things are in the pack. I want them to be like super organized. So the first thing I have here is my spring and summer 2020 business hours. I've never thought about making this. Have always been that person who kind of like answers call. Oh my gosh, hold on. My dog is like, okay. Sorry about that. My dog has no patience and she can't just sit at the door and wait. She claws at the screen and she's torn up a couple screens before. And the door is partially open. So here she's scratching on the door and the screen. So that's where we're at today, guys. And it's been a super rainy day and they've been cutting down trimming our trees, and she's just acting a fool today. So sorry. I'm so sorry about that. So anyway, about the, my summer business hours, spring and summer business hours, I've never ever thought about having them. I've always been that person who always responds to messages, no matter the time of the day. I'm always available, and I've started to notice that, so it's kind of hard for me because I'm in Hawaii, so of course my times are different than everybody else's, but I seem to be able to do a lot more during the day, even with my daughter awake, as far as like answering messages and things, than I can in the evening, because then of course we have pretty close back to back. Once my husband gets home from work, if he gets home at a normal time, we pretty much have dinner, and then like if it's bath night, she'll take a bath, or we go for a walk with the dogs, or we go for a walk by ourselves, or we play for a little bit. We always watch a little show or a movie she calls it a show or a movie for a little bit. And that usually all that like whole thing kind of starts like around 5 o'clock seems to be like the time that like my husband's home, my daughter's home, we're all kind of awake. Of course we're awake. We're all in the house together, like hanging out and stuff like that. So it kind of gets hard to answer people a lot around that time. And then on top of that, I obviously am not trying to do that when my daughter's in the bathtub or as I'm trying to put her to bed and everything else. So I came up with some business hours. Mine currently are Monday through Friday, 8 to 4 my time. So that's 12 to 8 other people's times, which kind of work out better, I guess, because everybody, like, yeah, people are still at work, but like we'll say from 4 to 8, like people are home. So if they have questions about ordering or they have questions about products, like I'm available, so it kind of works out kind of good actually for me. And I do have on here that excludes team trainings, meetings, and coaching calls, because those we schedule whenever we can. Those will probably have to be, I don't know how, I haven't started those yet. Sorry, I hate to say that, but I haven't started those yet because I haven't figured out how I'm going to go about doing them with people who are not home when I am awake. So that is going to take some finagling, but they will be whenever we can figure it out. And then on the below, I have the chain of command on the bottom. So the first place they should be going to check for information is the workstation. They need to get to know their workstation. They need to love that workstation. They need to know how to log in, find the news, find the Scentsy Success Store, find marketing, training materials. They need to figure out how to do that and find the information on their own. Yes, I am here to help, but I'm not a babysitter either. This is your business. This is their business. I am not a hand holder. I'm going to tell you right now, I have trained a lot of people in my day in the pharmacy and even at other places I've worked. I'm not a hand holder. I'm always, of course, like helpful. I will always help, especially if it's something they just cannot find. But I feel like people need to be self-sufficient, especially in their own business. Like who knows where we're going to be in the future? Let's say I miraculously in 5 years build this huge team and now I'm a superstar director, which would be fantastic. But then let's say I end up with like 1,000 people below me. It's kind of hard to like keep up with all that. So I want to know, at least like individually. So I want to make sure that they know, hey, go to the workstation first. If they can't find on the workstation, come to the team page. The team page, now I'm still building my team page, but like my director's team page and my superstar director's team page are full of people that have been doing this longer than I have and have tons of information on it. They can search in the search bar and try and find what they're looking for. I post a lot of YouTube videos, of course, from my ladies that I just love because their information is bomb and it's key, and I get it to them. At least I get them the information until I can figure out what I'm doing for myself, because I don't want to give wrong information to people either. So I'll post that so they can search it. So go to the team page. After that, you want to go to your sponsor. Now, in my case, I can't go to my sponsor because I love her to death. She's a great friend. She's a super great person, but I think we're just at different levels of our business building. So my next person that I would go to, honestly, I would go to my director. I wouldn't even go to my sponsor. And if you're in a situation where your sponsor is not helpful, or you don't really talk to him or her, or they're not very involved, or maybe they're just like a hobbyist and you just happen to join under them on a whim because you're their friend, like whatever the case may be, then I would say it's probably okay to jump to your director. Like I said, my director has been fantastic helping me out. Shelly has been so great and so understanding about like certain things that I can't find or can't figure out. And then of course I'll ask for something and then I'll figure it out. So it happens. I mean, that's fine. I mean, we're here, we're a team. We're building this journey apart but together, if that makes sense, and I'm always here to help, but I want to make sure that they know like where to be going. And then I have my phone number at the bottom because realistically, I can text message all day. I can text message from my computer. I can text message from my phone and my iPad. So text messaging, or I like Facebook Messenger. I know a lot of people don't. I know Chastity Robinson doesn't, and Chloe, they don't really like Facebook Messenger. They would rather text. Right now, because my team isn't insanely huge, that I don't mind using it. A lot of people use it and a lot of people like using it. So I don't mind being contacted by Facebook Messenger, but probably going forward, yeah, I mean, I would prefer to be text. Like I even have my phone number, it says text me. And it's just more personable that way too. Not that Facebook isn't personal, but kind of like, I think there's just something completely different with picking up the phone and calling somebody, and picking up the phone and even like texting somebody personally, like instead of going through Facebook. So that's that. The second sheet I have on here is favorite apps. The Over app obviously is my go-to. And then the Maven app, which obviously is called Amy now. So that will eventually be updated. And then it has PixArt, Word Swag, which I do have Word Swag, but I don't use it anymore. I haven't used it for a long time, but it is a nice app. It's a nice free app. This one says for the website. I've never used it on the website, only the app. So, and then the other one on the computer, Canva. Like I said, I get so confused with Canva. I know it's a great app, so it's just something that somebody can use. It's just too much for me. That's why I use the Over app, and the Over app might be too much for other people. I don't know, but that's just what that is. And then I got this card that says, let's do this. This I did put on cardstock because they're going to write on here. So they can write their join date, their 15th date for the shooting star, and the 70th date. And they could put this somewhere so they can always see it. If it was me, I'd tack it on my tack board or put a little piece of, I'd probably stick it right by my computer because I don't really look at my tack board as much as I should because it's off to the left. So wherever they want to put this, they can see, where they need to get to get these things. Then I have the scent warmer of the month, why it's important, why they should get it. I didn't get mine I didn't start getting it. I started getting it in October. And I love all the stuff that comes with it. I love it. I love every time it shows up. I love getting it before everybody else. I love smelling the scent before everybody else. And then I love sharing it. Like, I love sharing. I love sampling. I think it's so great to share all that stuff with people. So scent of the, even if they only get the scent of the month, that's fine. I think they should get that. You know, it's a great deal. It's a great deal. I mean, outside of that, some of the warmers, you know, like I skipped the month of November because yes, I am that person who did not like the Christmas camper, and I love Christmas. So I skipped the warmer and just got the wax, which is great because I love that sun-kissed cranberry. My goodness, I have it on my Scentsy club. I love it so much. So that's just a little sheet that says why they should have it, you know, if they can afford it later on. And this last sheet, finally at the end, now in 35 minutes, it says, I'm getting active set list. You have one mission, 200 PRV in the next month. No excuses. Do the tasks below. This will also have to be updated because it says order a set of fall winter transition testers. I'm going to leave it in there because maybe I'll cross fall winter off and handwrite. I don't know. That might look a little ghetto. I might have to remake this sheet. I might have to remake this sheet because at the bottom it says personally ask 15 people if they want to smell the fall testers. We are so out of fall. Now that might be common sense to some of us that says, well, we're not in fall, so then, and we're not in 2019, so should I order the next set? But just for confusion purposes, either I'm going to specify that when I send this out because I've already cut them all up and put them in the kits, or I'm going to remake them. But either way, they're in there. So yeah, so that is what I put in my welcome packet for any frontline people who join my team. I have thought about sending it to non-frontline people, but I'm just not sure that I want to go down that path because I want my frontline people to be self-sufficient and to be making these packs themselves to however they want to make them. So for right now, they are only going to go to my frontline people, for people who, you know, sign up below me. I'll probably put a business card in here as well. And there you go. That's that. Fold it down. I might add a card that says, you know, thank you for, you know, joining your team, or, you know, welcome to the team, or whatever. I'll probably put something in there. But yeah, so that is that. I will put in the comments probably, because I'm not very good at this YouTube thing, Chastity's link to her Google Drive. I obviously have to give, you know, her all the credit because without her, I wouldn't have been able to make this. So I will put her link in there. She doesn't mind that you use them. She just says that she will not authorize editing abilities because then it'll edit her forms. So if you want to edit anything, you have to download it to your computer yourself, and then you can edit away. But it will at least give you the forms and everything you need, and you can then go make up yourself. So with that being said, if anybody has any questions, please let me know. I'm sorry this was 40 minutes. I'm sorry I talked a lot, and I'm sorry my dog had me get up. But I wanted to bring this to you, and I promise as I go on, hopefully my videos will get much better. I hope everybody has a great rest of the evening, as I know it is evening by the rest of you. Or if you're by me or somewhere else, have a great day, have a great morning, afternoon, and I hope to see you on a video soon.